With this interview that I just watched, suddenly Shakur's behavior makes sense. Let's talk.
Push the weight in no flex. Flex the loudest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. Nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to them by the LDBC. All right, man, man, I just watched this interview from this dude. What's his name? Willie Moore. Apparently, this is Shakur's grandfather, not father, his grandfather, which makes this all the more ridiculous. All right, just keep this in mind. This is his grandfather. This is Shakur's grandfather. Okay? So earlier this morning, people start sending me clips. This grandfather was interviewed by Mill City Boxing, and this grandfather begins to tell a Devin Haney story. Let me say this. When I know I'm about to watch something ignorant, it is very difficult for me to sit through it. It really is. It really is. I really try to avoid it. People say, no, Drew, you got to just look at this. This is ignorance at its finest. I don't like, oh man. And it didn't disappoint. This grandfather tells a story about how Devin Haney allegedly got into a physical altercation with Erickson the Hammer Lubin, and in which Devin Haney was slapped and Erickson took his shoes and Devin didn't do anything. All right, let's just cut through this garbage, all right? Because this is garbage. First and foremost, it didn't happen. My brother BFTB spoke to the Haneys. They laughed about it. They said, nah, that never happened. I believe them. That's number one, all right? The reason why I believe them is because this happened over a decade ago. And this grandfather, I'm putting emphasis on a grandfather. This grandfather witnessed that and did nothing. Wasn't he in charge of those young fighters to some capacity? He didn't straighten anything out. This grandfather. The story sounds chippy as hell. Sounds like he's standing in the pocket for his grandson. And as he's telling the story, I'm looking at who's telling the story. This is a 60-plus-year-old man with all those gold chains on his neck, with a Timberland hoodie and a matching fitted cap. This grandfather. His style of fashion stopped advancing in 1993. This grandfather. But never mind that. I don't want to rip his physical appearance. I'm just pointing out that this is a grandfather. Why would this old man, this old black man, share a story to that degree about something that happened all those years ago? Why are you sharing that now? And let me put emphasis on, it didn't happen. And I believe what BFTB said. It didn't happen. That didn't happen. Why are you putting Erickson Lubin's name in something? Ladies and gentlemen, please don't run over to Erickson Lubin's Twitter. That man was minding his own business, and he's probably buzzing on X or Twitter, whatever it is you guys call it now. He's probably looking at it like, yo, why am I trending? What happened? I didn't do anything. Because when he was trying to do something like, I don't know, get a Tim Tszyu fight, and the word is they lied on him. Go look it up. I'm not even going to go through this. Turns out that Tim Tszyu's camp lied. Just go look it up. That wasn't news. But he's probably, I don't know, probably exercising or something. And he's like, why am I trending? What's going on? What did I do? And now he's in the middle of gossip. These are grown men running around the internet with this Haney gossip. And this old grandfather is telling a story about something that did not happen. He made it up. But let's play devil's advocate. What if it was true? You're an adult in that situation. And Erickson Lubin is what, like 3 or 4 years older than Devin? So if this was a decade ago, Erickson was about 17 to 18, which made Devin what? 14, 15? You know that's a significant difference. A 17-year-old slapping a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. You know that's a big difference. But what's crazy is, as I'm watching this interview, he says something. I don't quote it word for word because I was fuming when I heard it earlier today. It's late at night right now. This fool said, if I was Devin, I'd be looking to get that get back. Excuse me? So let's say it did happen. You want Devin, who is 10 years older, who is undisputed at 135, who is now a title holder at 140. You're saying that if you was Devin, you would stop what you're doing and get that lick back at Erickson Lubin, who's fighting at 154? And check this out. In respect to Erickson Lubin, this has nothing to do with him, actually, because he was minding his business. And this guy just brought his name into something that didn't even happen. He's starting trouble for no reason. You're saying that Devin Haney should stop what he's doing. He's on a roll right now. He's in the history books, youngest undisputed champion in a 4-belt era. And now he's at 140, looking to make big money fights. And this grandfather wants him to stop what he's doing to go get a lick back from Erickson Lubin, who allegedly slapped him and took his sneakers 10 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, the OGs have failed the youth. My grandfather, neither one of them look like this, have logic like this. They led by example. They were hardworking black men. They understood the importance of unity. They understood the importance of education. They understood the importance of togetherness. Get your hand out of my pocket. I had to throw his picture on here because I got enraged looking at this. I had to put him in the picture from the movie Malcolm X. This is the scene where they took out Brother Malcolm. Get your hand out of my pocket. When I see black men do things like this is troubling. He is a grandfather. You mean to tell me, if this was your grandson Shakur that allegedly got his face slapped by an older boy. And it was Shakur that was an undisputed champion and a belt holder in a whole new division up north. You would advise him to stop what he's doing to go get a lick back from a guy whose career got kind of like derailed a little bit. The Charlo loss, the Fundora loss. And salute to Erickson Lubin. I'm not dragging him. He has nothing to do with this. That man was minding his business. And this 60-year-old grandfather does an interview with Mill City. And this is what he says. This 60-year-old man wants him to, he would advise Devin to go get his lick back for what? Again, like I said, let's say it happened. Let's say it did happen. Both of these men on two different career paths. And Devin's on fire right now. If that did happen, how foolish would Devin be to try and call out Erickson Lubin, who is not at the top of his career right now, when Devin is? You know what everyone will be saying? Oh, he wants to blow past 147 and fight someone at 154, knowing Erickson Lubin ain't what he was supposed to be. Oh, and if he can go to 154, why can't he go to 147 and fight Bud up Boots? Devin Haney could do no right to you fools. And here you niggas are. Because, by the way, I don't see nothing but a bunch of niggas celebrating this. You Negroes are amazing. This was the most ignorant thing that I've heard in a long time from a 60-year-old grandfather. He would give Shakur that advice. Erickson Lubin slapped the hell out you. Now you got to go to 154 and get that smoke. From 10 years ago? This is the advice from your elder? Get your hands out of my pocket. It's the thought process like this that killed Malcolm X. Because what came out of this 60-year-old grandfather's mouth had nothing to do with boxing. It's all jealousy. The story doesn't make any sense. And like I said, even if it was real, you waited a decade to tell this story. Why is it coming up now? You fake pro-blacks who found humor in this. There's something wrong with every last one of you. I saw a lot of stuff come across my feed, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of people I'm not dealing with after this. Y'all know how I do. I ain't got to say no names. I'll just vanish. Vanish. Y'all have no concept how dangerous this behavior is. And coming from a 60-year-old grandfather, this is troubling, but typical. Typical. It shows you that ignorance really has no age. It's one thing to stand in a pocket for your grandson, but are you really doing him a service? With your grandson's reputation? Suddenly Shakur's behavior makes sense. The bottle service signed a contract. What contract? There was no contract. Calling out Devin and then texting him and saying, hey man, they made me do it. Your grandson pulling a shyster move on Jamel Herring and saying, oh, don't worry, it's just business. Your grandson has a reputation. And I'm like, man, who moves like this? Well, apparently, that type of shaky behavior runs in the family. Because I'm looking at Shakur's grandfather. It's that thought process that got Malcolm X deleted. I'm looking at this old fool with all that gold around his neck. A grown adolescent. And that's another thing. You know for a fact you wouldn't even tell your grandson to go get that lick back. You know what you would tell him? Hey, man, you got the last laugh. You remember when Erickson slapped you? Look at his career now and look at you. It's just a growing pain, grandson. See, that advice came from a place of hatred. What you would tell Devin to do, what he should do. Bill got his son on point. You got your grandson lying. You got your grandson backstabbing people that they thought he was cool with. Even Tank said, "Yo, man, Shakur smile in your face and say something different about you later." Tank said that, something to that effect. Nobody trusts your grandson. And now I see the apple don't fall far from the tree. Get your hand out my pocket, nigga. And all you content creators laughing and joking and thinking that this shit is funny, entertaining. What I tell y'all about that Jerry Springer shit? I don't deal with it. My block game was so strong in 2023. I'm telling you, I'm a goddamn Jedi master when it comes to blocking in 2024. I'm not dealing with crap like this. If you co-sign this, if you're doing content, entertaining this, if you're doing anything other than cutting this down and just talking boxing, I'm not dealing with you. This is disgusting. If you think Shakur is the best at 135, great. If you think Tank is the best at 135, great. That's not the discussion. The discussion is this demeanor, this behavior. This is sick. This is absolutely sick. 60-year-old man, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. If this man was in a gym, would you trust this man to coach your kid? After listening to what he just said, would you trust him? Your son comes back and says, "Yo, daddy, another fighter slapped me in the face." Who? And then you go to the gym and it's a kid 3 or 4 years older than your son. Why is he slapping my son? And why am I hearing it from my son and not you? 60-year-old black man, y'all. And yeah, I'm talking to my community. He should be above this. These attacks on Devin Haney, they're getting more atrocious by the day, man. If you ride with Tank and say he beats everybody, fine. All I'm saying, this is boxing, man. These guys got to prove it. Bill be capping. But once again, I just heard some news today in reference to Tank, right? That's a whole nother video, man. And if there's any kind of truth to that, yo, listen, man, y'all got a lot of cleaning up to do. Matter of fact, you know what? There's no cleaning up. There's no cleaning up. Subaru Matias is a liar. Tank Davis is a liar. Shakap is a liar. And counting. And counting. That's why I don't allow y'all come to my channel with this Bill be capping shit. That's a nice way to get blocked. More and more, I see the people who support these other fighters, and I'm getting disgusted. It shouldn't even come to this. The only thing we should be talking about is who wins between those guys in a fight. Now it's been out of hand. This is disgusting. It's this thought process is why Brother Malcolm got shot. This is why a nigga like this right here, a 60-year-old grandfather. The hate in this man's blood, it runs deep. It's deeper than you just wanting what Devin has for your grandson. It hurts you that you're not even involved. You look at Bill and you hate what he's accomplished. instead of congratulating him and telling your grandson, yo, look, man, play Devin close, learn something. Maybe I can get a big fight one day. No. You look at their success and you get hate in your blood to the point where you're lying about something. And let me reiterate, let me be very clear. Even if it did happen, you gotta ask yourself, why is it coming up now? Because your grandson is not anywhere near the man that Devin is. Because Bill did a damn great job in raising a black man. And I look at your grandson, and he's lying all over the place, and he's double-crossing and backstabbing people that are supposed to be his friend. Your grandson has no friends. Even the niggas he surrounded himself with, they're watching how he moves. That look on your grandson's face after Devin beat Lomachenko tells me everything I need to know about him. But his behavior makes sense after listening to your crap today. This is disgusting. So when anyone asks me, what is my problem with Shakur? It is officially beyond boxing. It's because of this nigga. Get your hands out of my pocket. Exactly. Go look at the end of Malcolm X. Go look at how they blicked him off in the Spike Lee movie. Shot him down and then kept shooting him on the floor. This is the mentality that got the brother killed. Disgusting. Don't ever ask me about Shakur again. I can't support him off a general principle. And while all these niggas are running around 135 bull jiving, you're gonna fuck around and Lomachenko's gonna be the next undisputed champion. Don't tell me that belts don't matter. Because if they let that happen, oh my God, my live stream is gonna be epic. Talking about Bronx on deck. Move!